Hey everybody, thank you all for tuning in to the bakery. This is Jonathan. We are joined today by two amazing human beings. Thank you. Born and raised in South Florida by two music-loving parents. A storyteller through music. We got Jacob Jeffries over here.
Hey, you did your research.
Also joined by the mastermind behind. Oh, I should have used the mic. Also joined by the mastermind behind Vulfpeck, also known as DJ Paradiddle, DJ Bean Ornish, all the way the professor from the University of Halle-Wittenberg, Vulfman himself,
Thank you.
Jack Stratton. Welcome to UCLA Radio.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right off the bat, the newest single, UCLA. Not the school, not the hospital, but the song by Vulfmon. Was there something about UCLA that made you and Louis Zong make a dance marathon music video? And what motivated the track?
Did Dance Marathon happen already?
Did it?
It did.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Would have been a good premiere or something. I recently got hip to UCLA, sorry. Coming from the Midwest, we east of the Mississippi, we don't, we don't get it out there, okay? We don't get it. And UCLA has now been I've been educated.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a pool. There's a pool. And so I sent Louis Zong a picture of the pool.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is unique and cool. And then he sent back a treatment for the video of the bear dancing around campus, and it was great. It was just, I had done Rutgers, do you know that track?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of doing instrumental songs for colleges that intrigue me. I go through phases. I go through phases of obsession, and everyone here knows the top dining halls in the country are at UCLA.
Mm-hmm. Number one in the nation.
We just ate at bplate.
Exactly.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, no, for those in r/Vulfpeck, you are witnessing historical trade agreement between two parties conducted on the Instagram comment section. And so, yeah, why bplate? 'Cause I know we talked it over dinner, but why bplate, and how was bplate?
I wanted to make sure I was making the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
Did I make the right decision? Anyone for Epicuria, perhaps? All right.
Oh.
Ronde West?
Boo.
Ronde East?
Boo.
What's the other one?
Ronnie, we also got the feast.
Feast, of course. Okay.
Oh, the study.
Study?
That's a niche pick.
I know about study because you can kind of go in there and chill.
Yeah,
I'm aware.
And study.
I watched a great YouTube video
Mm-hmm.
explaining all the dining halls before I came. But the idea of a health food cafeteria on a college campus, there's a lot of chicken broccoli bake going down at University of Michigan. It wasn't exactly health food. So that intrigued me, and it lived up to the hype. Dr. Dean Ornish should come down here and try that cafeteria as well. It was stellar, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Quinoa and fruit. A lot of great vegan options. Good vegan picadillo, vegan lasagna. Yeah, I mean it's pretty uncommon to offer that many healthy options.
I'm a connoisseur of institutional food,
Mm-hmm.
and this is one of the best cafeterias I've ever been in.
Let's put it this way. Jack and I tried the USC honors.
No.
Oh, sorry. I think I'm allowed to throw shade at USC if I want, right?
No.
We're at UCLA. It
Hang
didn't
on.
hold a candle.
This is on the internet, man.
So? I'm telling my truth, dog.
To be truthful, it's
USC pop program. You gotta respect that.
yeah.
You gotta respect that.
I'm nothing bad to say about the USC pop program. I'm just talking about the honors college cafeteria.
But hey, number one in the nation. If you guys want to come try out UCLA Dining Hall food, hopefully.
Actually, it's probably the hardest restaurant to get into.
in LA.
Yeah.
Harder than Nobu.
Because
Yeah.
you need someone in the dorms with a 19 plus.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to Emma. Shout out to Emma.
Okay.
But yeah.
Hardest restaurant to get into.
It is.
Jacob, from Motherland to Leave It to Love, the intricate piano playing accompanied by emotive vocals speaks to themes such as heartbreak and self-awareness, but also incorporate elements of humor and wit. Now we see more collaborations like Highest Bidder with Theo Katzman, and now How Much Do You Love Me?
There she is.
I was just wondering like what the songwriting process was for you guys, and how was it writing a song with a towel on your head?
Jack?
Yes. This is a great songwriting story. You don't want to tell it? I can tell it.
You tell it.
We were writing this dirge, or trying to write lyrics to a tune that'll actually be on this record. Weren't we trying to write to Blue?
Oh,
We were trying to write lyrics. Nothing was happening. And Jacob I live in a shack basically, and he went to the bathroom. And I started playing this thing I warm up with, which happens to be this keyboard part. I just hear him screaming in the bathroom as he does. He's just
Salmon.
He's just and then he starts screaming, "I got it! I got it! I got it!" And I wasn't even listening to him. And it's the chorus. It's the chorus.
From the toilet.
And yeah, the punchline was we don't really do writing sessions. He just comes over and hang. But then we got kind of superstitious, and he's like, "I'm gonna get Chipotle before I come over." Like try recreate this magic that
was.
You gotta hit the toilet if you want the magic. You know. What I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a few examples of that.
We
there's a
oh,
lot.
thank you.
I don't know.
We the towel is a separate gag.
Yeah.
Jack was referencing
Early Vine.
Vine, if
Early
you
Vine
recall
stuff.
the Vine sketches before TikTok, and there were some men who would dress with a towel on their head to
play their mother,
emulate their mom or their
any-
grandmother.
Literally put anything on your head.
Yeah,
to
be a
pot. Yeah.
a woman in a sketch.
And we were writing it for a in our heads for a woman singer, but he was crushing the demo so hard. I was like, we gotta release your.
Well, we showed it to our buddy Theo, and we were like, well, we should go full band with this, or which gal should we ask to sing this? And then Theo's like, what? He's like, what? This is it. This is the track. Put this out. We're like, Jack's like, maybe I'll put like demo version. And Theo's like, no, don't put demo version. This is the song. And then we just put it out, and yeah,
It's an absolute masterpiece, and I was just
Thanks,
wondering,
man.
like, one of my favorite part of the song, when I watch it on YouTube at 2 minute and 22nd, you kind of do a little chuckle, and a lot of people in the comment section were just wondering, like, did you sing the wrong verse, or was it just like you were enjoying the moment?
that might be where I accidentally sang the wrong lyric. I think where I think I just re-sang the line that I just sang before. We had just written it the day prior of filming. Maybe?
Yeah, we played it for Theo the night before, or 2 nights before, and then he was like, "You got to put this down."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I just sang the wrong thing and then laughed at myself.
It was
Well, it was very funny. It was. I was trying not to laugh. It was just very funny. Yeah.
it was like one of my favorite part of the songs.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, here we go, Jack. The subtle melody with I kind of wrote the questions out, so just so I don't like the subtle melody with the lyrics keeping the slight humor, with the first song Earworm, where features the first time you sing lead vocals for Vulfpeck. And I was just wondering, so you're kind of doing like a singing / talking type vocalization. I think there's a specific word for it. Ralph and I were trying to figure out
really?
what that type of singing is, but we were just wondering,
Not
like,
good.
no, it was
Those
amazing.
are 2 words.
And I was just wondering, like, who are some of your favorite rappers, like, growing up or like listening to?
Well, yeah, I'm joining in the tradition of like this one. Yeah. I've always dug, it gets compared to, recently Cake, David Byrne. There's a lot of people who just had to make it work. And in a way, it can work to your advantage because it sounds so different than great singers, It's, you kind of gotta compensate with enthusiasm.
I totally get you.
I don't think it's a matter of great. I just, because you sound great here. I think
sound
it's
amazing.
Yeah, it's just what the song, it's what fits the song. And this is
Right,
so,
that's true, yeah.
this feels like timeless, I don't know, this just feels like the only voice that could have done this is yours.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing. I remember Ralph and we got lost in the forest trying to find a place to sleep, and this was the only album that we downloaded on Spotify.
What? Can we dive into that adventure? What's going on?
So
This saved your life.
The context that's missing is we were camping.
Camping. Oh, yeah. Camping helps.
And we could not find a camping site, and it was getting dark, and we were scared. But we had records to get us through it.
On a boom box?
No, just in the car. It was the only thing we had downloaded.
We went off-roading in a Corolla. Good times.
Yeah,
Great times.
That was your first mistake.
And I remember you mentioned that like you would wish somebody sampled like a Vulfmon song, and I was just wondering like who's like an ideal candidate to, or I mean not even ideal, like who do you think fits that profile?
Yeah, that used to be a goal. I put the BPM in a track name, just trying to get sampled. It's not doesn't feel like it's as much of a thing now. It used to be like a really it seemed like it used to happen more. But yeah, someone out to sample it at some point. Yeah.
Oh, I totally agree. I tried sampling actually one of the tracks. Hopefully I could send it to you one day.
Of course.
I just need to get the licensing in sync from you.
I'm very just do it.
So yeah, back to talking about co-writing with Jacob on the album Schwitz. I know you put on the new song New Guru. How did you put balance between Theo and Jeffrey in the higher range and Antoine and Joey in the mid range? What was that mixing process like in New Guru?
The BGVs?
Yeah. How did we do it, or how did Jack mix it?
How did you guys do it in general in the creative process? I just think the song in general was just pure genius.
Oh, thanks. We wrote it at my sister's, and then brought it to record it. I think we overdubbed. Was that when we overdubbed BGVs?
Let's get to the.
Go to the BGV section.
You're talking about the vocal arrangement, right?
Oh, these no-nos?
No, the.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of Miracles, dude.
That stack. Yeah. How did you?
I don't know. We just
stack those.
We just kind of started singing them. There really is no science behind it. It's just Theo can sing higher than any human being I've ever heard in my life, and he kind of just would take the highest one.
Twan's lead.
Twan singing lead. I took somewhere in the middle, wherever it felt right, and then JoJo was just kind of doing. I think Joey took right below me, and he held it down. And yeah, it was just one of those disco vibe tunes that felt like it needed something. It needed some kind of BGV, like kind of go dancer, feel to it, like moving it around, moving it along. So yeah, we didn't really it wasn't that complicated.
They have a great blend, and I got to witness them making the arrangement, and it was thrilling. But yeah, to them it's easy.
Yeah, and talking about the mix, I know you also work with Good Hertz with the Vulf compressor, and I was just wondering if, for those who don't know, like what is the Vulf compressor?
Vulf compressor was influenced by a button on an old digital sampler that became a sound mostly used by Madlib, and then it became this iconic pumping sound of his tracks, and no one really knew what he was doing, but there was a video floating around of him using the sampler. So we got our hands on one, and Devin Kerr, who's my friend from Michigan, and Rob Stenson, who was my friend from all of childhood, they collabed on building the plugin, and it's quite a bit different than that button, but it's the spirit of that button, and it just blasted wide open. We were just talking the other day how it's like taking so long to spread because producers, they want to keep a secret of what they're using. So like it's very hard to market these things. I've heard big producers be like, we use something on there, but we're not going to tell you. I'm like, I know that's Vulf compressor in interviews, but it's making its way out there, and I use it on pretty much every track for something.
On the new album that's coming up on Vulfmon, Lord Will Make a Way, we've seen you done a cover with Antoine as far back as the Beautiful Game tour, and haven't been seen perform live ever since, and briefly teased on Instagram for a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
And now officially on the Vulfpeck record. I know you do a lot of credit towards, you talk about it in the Holy Trinities, and talking about what it's like to do a cover song. I know it's not a cover, but what do you think are the golden foundations of doing a good cover song?
Oh wow. That one is a bizarre fusion of, well, it's not out yet, but there's an Aretha Franklin version with just the coolest keyboard work. Then Al Green used to do it live and had this great bass line. So I wanted to fuse them together, and Antoine just he brings a new vocal quality to it, I hope it. I think it's cool. It's like and I wanted to do something really minimal with Antoine for years, and just focus on his voice, and
such a beautiful voice. Oh
so it'll be an interesting track. It's grooving. Yeah.
Looping back to Vulfpeck, James Jermison used one finger. Indeed, he did. And we could also see snippets from the Joe Dart bass course. And we were just wondering, like, what is it like creating that course, and what made you guys want to start the bass course? And definitely a course you guys should take.
I mean, I'm trying to get in the game. I'm trying to build up some curriculum here. Get that Vulf Institute.
Vulf Conservatory.
Yeah. I don't have to tell you guys. The higher ed scene is competitive,
Dartonian physics.
Yeah. I mean, Dart was born to lecture. He doesn't say like or So that was sitting right there all those years. People didn't even know if he could really talk. Turns out he's like,
More than
he could be an NPR DJ. He's great. And yeah, so people got to see that side of him, and you know, hopefully build out Vulf Conservatory to be, you know, kind of to enshrine a certain pop music, to elevate it to, you know, I obsess over Motown era and stuff, and a lot of those musicians were like, yeah, this was just, you know, we were just having fun, like it was no big deal. So they kind of have a different attitude, but to me it's like, you know, that's the holy grail, that era of recording. So treating it with the reverence, and I'm sure you do too, you know. It's like that's the good stuff, you know.
Would you ever be down to teach a course on campus here?
Hey.
Block would be very down.
Hey, put in a good word if the Mickey Katz chair ever opens up, okay? You guys know about that? There's a there's an endowed professorship of Jewish music, the Mickey Katz chair at UCLA. So there's actually a klezmer scene here, and I grew up playing a ton of Mickey Katz. It's just bizarre, yeah.
That's crazy. I actually didn't know that. I was actually just about to ask about the Yiddish Parrot project. What started this project?
I grew up playing in my dad's klezmer band, and the main convention every year now is in Canada. It's called Klez Canada, and it's on a summer campground, and the best klezmer musicians in the world all congregate there. And I just went as a participant and got to meet the two other musicians who were like the staff members. And so via Vulf, I was able to present them with an offer. Hey, you want to do this gig? You know, so it's kind of like some the fantasy baseball, like when you go to like Dodger Stadium and get to pitch or something. So I got to play with the cats, and I learned so much doing it, and they're the best. Those two, or you know, they're awesome. Yeah,
absolutely. Like the life set, the how you put the stage together. I mean, even MSG, bring your whole apartment onto the stage. And this, in terms of stage design, that's like, did you do all that yourself, like in terms of the stage?
No, that was it might have been my idea, but that was it. But Trisha Robertson put that together, and she presented the idea of bringing the actual furniture from Michigan. And
was it like, did you guys drive all the way?
Yeah, she put it in it's not U-Haul, it's another company that has better windows. Isuzu.
That's a car.
Yeah. Don't get a U-Haul. Get the Isuzu if you really got to go far.
What do you mean?
She was telling me this.
Like that's a vehicle. That's a
Yeah, but
company that makes
I don't
cars.
think U-Haul sells Isuzus or rents. You might have to go through Ryder or something.
It's a truck that has windows.
Yeah, it's better wraparound windows.
Cool.
And she drove a basement's worth of furniture from Ann Arbor to Manhattan and set it up on the MSG.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she deserves all the credit for that. I still can't believe she pulled it off. Like I was like, good luck, and I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to her. I mean, like I love how you guys like whenever somebody's not playing, they would just sit on the couch, kind of like us right now. Yeah, we're on MSG right now.
Yes.
And I know you mentioned about childhood, Rob Stenson's, like we talked about, also co-founder of Good Hurts. You guys are best friends since 4th grade. We're in a Beatles cover band together.
That's right.
I didn't know that.
The Ultimates.
A musical journey that
Wow.
blossomed at such an early stage in elementary school. And I was just wondering about what are y'all's childhood heroes, and do you remember your first ever performance?
Me?
Oh,
Oh, both of you guys.
I'm not Rob, but I do love
you were
the Beatles.
A drummer. You were a drummer.
I drummed in a band early on.
which I find interesting.
Yeah. Now you know, dude. I got the rhythm in me. Yeah, I could do that. Oh, don't wake him up.
Hello.
Hi, sweetie.
What was
Wait,
your first
what was the
performance?
question?
What was your first
Oh.
performance?
My first performance. I recall, like my first performance I can remember is in 5th grade. We had to write. Me and a couple friends wrote a song for a night that my teacher put together for the 5th grade class. The night was called, I think it was called Dreams, or the song was called Dreams. The night was basically a talent show for kids to express what they wanted to be when they grew up in 5th grade. And like some girl was like, I'm going to be the first lady president of the United States. And then other kids would get up and be like, I'm going to be a chiropractor just like my father, or whatever they would do. And then like me and my friends got up there and we were like, we just sang a song called Dream. I just remember going like, dreams, 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 imagine your dreams, 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 imagine your dreams. And I was just
Did
like,
you write it?
yeah, we wrote that.
Nice.
Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, it's really
Was it-
innovative.
Yeah, I just recently found out Bop
Yep.
was they would sing it as a background vocal. Bop,
Bop, beep,
dap, dap, doo,
bop,
it was the background to another song they had written.
No way.
Yeah, and then it's, let's just make this the hook.
Wow.
Reminded me of that for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, both as lyrically complex as the other. But okay, well, that was my first like performance that I remember, but I probably played drums for like my family when I was little or something in the living room, you know. But that was the first time I was like, there was an audience of sorts, and I can recall singing the tune. Yeah.
And, like moving from South Florida to LA, do you think there's like a different music scene? And,
Now we're
like,
talking.
in terms
Oh,
of
yeah.
like venues or like the people. Like what's it like?
Totally.
Any South Florida in the house?
What's up? Nope. Yeah.
Not a lot out here.
Yeah. Well, the South Florida music scene is so
There
Cool.
it is. What am I talking about?
it's so culturally dense in terms of what it provided.
He took me there.
Yeah, I
Like,
took Jack to Miami, man.
This year. It was
nice.
it
How
was
was it?
unbelievable.
Yeah. There's
Unbelievable.
just the most ripping kind of South American, Central American influence kind of rhythm players, and there's insane Brazilian guitarists, and it's just the what we call world music, which is just basically anywhere but America, because we don't know how to call things anything. But there's just like so much. It's so rich. But the one thing that I found hard, or I found it difficult for myself to fit into the South Florida fabric of, you know, whatever they were cooking up musically, because there really wasn't a yearning. There wasn't like fans looking to hear original songs. They really wanted to just go out, drink martinis, and listen to like just great jazz or really, you know, quality salsa or something, and which is awesome. But I found it hard to kind of. I did have a really loyal following for myself, but it wasn't. I needed to maybe grow outside of South Florida, so I moved to Brooklyn for a little bit, and then I came out here to Los Angeles. Yeah.
Nice.
Did that make
Yeah.
sense? I don't even know.
I didn't know about the Brook part, but
Oh yeah,
now you know.
Brooklyn.
Wow, that's crazy.
Heck yeah.
And now I see you wearing the VOSM.
Oh, did I take it out?
Oh,
It's
Oh,
right over
nice
here.
there.
Is this it? No, I don't
It's
know.
right
Yeah,
here.
this is it.
Oh, great, yeah.
And first of all, brilliant, genius idea. And I was just wondering, for those that don't know.
I want to be, yeah. Okay, sorry.
Oh no, I was just wondering if you could explain to.
Yeah. Well, this is the Vulf open source merch, where anyone can create Vulf merch, and then it's just a 50-50 split on the profit via PayPal, which is opening up so many cool things. But I want to be clear, the VOSM logo I do own the copyright on that. Okay.
Here we go.
And I will use the full force of my legal team to destroy you if you use this logo, to be clear. Okay. So, I got Dershowitz. I got cats. Okay.
Yeah.
And I saw the Vulfpeck online. I feel like that was.
That's so good.
I'm definitely getting that. And talking about like branching out, like, we got to talk about the auction off of the wedding at Burano's. Last time I checked this morning, it's at $10,500. That's the last time I checked, but I'm pretty sure it's growing every single second. What captures the best wedding vibe, and how do you change the vibe or rotation between like September, like those type of What a Night, those type of songs, and that's what do you guys think? What's like the best wedding vibe?
Well, yeah, for me, I grew up playing weddings at Klezmer, and then we do the American set. And it's just the best music, and people secretly just want to be going to a wedding when they go to a music festival. I think that's all they're really looking for.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of going to deliver that, and I'm bringing out the Klezmer band, and it's that Klezmer stuff. It's kind of like New Orleans brass. When you're in the room, it's so joyful and powerful. It's hard to translate to the record, but in the room, you can't really compete with it.
Atmosphere just changes.
Yeah, it's like pure joy. And so, I don't know if I've seen this done specifically. I'm sure it's been done, but I'll try to get a good horror going, and we'll see what happens, man.
Nice. I think I've only been to one wedding in my life.
Really?
Yeah. Never was invited to any. But
Let's get this guy to a wedding.
I hope so. I hope
more.
so.
Yeah, more. They're fun, man.
I'm gonna bid with my credit card.
Yeah.
On this one?
Yeah.
Who are you gonna
I'm just
marry?
kidding, no,
Okay.
my credit limit's not that high. But yeah, Rob, what about you? What's like the perfect wedding?
What's my perfect wedding?
What's like the perfect vibe? Because like, what's your ideal wedding?
When I get married, what do I want? Dang.
And
The
I'll be there
perfect
to
vibe. The perfect vibe.
Perfect vibe. Outside, bunch of trees, gazebo.
nice.
Let me just say, I'm not gonna. No shots fired here. A little bit of a hot take. If you're having a destination wedding, and it's not in New Orleans,
Oh yeah.
what are you doing?
He's
Like, don't make people schlep
He's had
if
this.
it's not New Orleans.
He's had this take for a while.
Either your hometown
Yeah.
or New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
Do you know much about? I'm actually driving past through New Orleans on May 28th with Emma, who we just dined
Okay.
with. We're just wondering if there are any spots that we should definitely.
Oh
hit
my
up.
gosh. Yeah, I can put you in touch with people that know the scene.
Scene.
Yeah.
I can't claim to know, but you'll see the brass bands just going down and leading the weddings. It's like it'll bring tears to your eyes. You know, it's just so powerful. The joyful sound. That's what moves me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mardi Gras just happened. And I know Vulfpeck, you guys are playing a lot of festivals, and aren't the last time that I saw you guys live was at this show, Greek. And talking about events, we gotta talk about the Brooklyn shows. Like, what can we expect? 8 shows, 4 days, all ages.
Yes, the concept there is some of our best shows have been in like 2,000 seat rooms. It just creates this. It's like what First Ave is around that, Brooklyn Steel. We start putting it together. It's like, oh, there's factors that work beyond how we played that night. You know, like the space really matters. So we wanted to recreate that, but we also didn't want to make it too difficult to go or some crazy scalping situation. So we're trying to figure out a way to give people that experience, without turning it into like some bidding war. Yeah.
And yeah, no, I think it's just truly remarkable, like seeing you guys grow from the Sonic Lunch content series and the Tonic Room in Chicago and Red Rock in Vegas, the Greek Theater, and now sold out at MSG. First of all, you guys, I was just wondering, like, looping back to college days, like the Sonic Lunch content series, what's that like, and what's college like for you guys? Like, what's sorry, how's life?
Dude, I mean, yeah. Enjoy it, guys. Best 4 years of your life. You heard that one? No, I mean, it's a cool time musically, and everyone's doing their thing. Ann Arbor had a great music scene, and very, very free, and then Joe Dark comes into the picture, and you're like, what is this? Descends from northern Michigan. And it's like, what? And so, yeah, a lot of cool stuff, and I can feel it here. There's a good energy. There's good energy. We're at the B plate, okay? We're at the B plate. We had the tofu ricotta lasagna.
Vegan lasagna.
There was some music playing at a low volume. It wasn't. You could still talk.
I'm still very sorry about that. We're gonna.
No, in the cafeteria.
No,
in the cafeteria. Oh, okay.
B-Play was doing it right.
It felt good. He got in the wrong line and was reprimanded by the staff.
By the staff. A very nice reprimanding, though.
But you feel it here, right?
Yeah.
Even just walking here.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a Tuesday night, and there's energy here.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay? Spring Sings coming up. Okay?
Yeah.
Suede.
Wait, what's
playing
that?
it.
What's Spring Sings?
Spring Sing
You
is.
don't know what Spring Sing is?
Educate me.
It used to be in the Pally. Post-COVID, they moved it to the tennis courts. Okay.
It's like probably the biggest.
It's like a
event.
10,000.
I know Hope. She's not here, but she's the one like organizing the whole thing.
It's a festival?
Yeah. So what we do is kind of like we got 10 so contestants. Yeah, and we have like 10 judges. And it's like a talent show.
Oh.
And
Sarah Bareilles won Spring Sing.
Oh, it's a legit thing. It's like this. It's like The Voice or American Idol or something.
Yeah.
Celebrity judges?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Adam Levine?
Adam Levine was my brother's year. He came.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Get with it, man.
Yeah, no, I don't know how they did it, but we got Jerry from Parks and Rec last year.
Oh, yeah?
Dang, dude.
And
That's awesome.
Well, I'm just saying, you felt it. I feel it.
Yeah.
There's good energy here. There's apparently emails going out for no more house shows, right?
No more house show. UCPD.
Okay.
What's up?
We gotta resist that. Okay.
Yeah. Where do we?
That's a big part of the scene.
Is there a petition going around or something we
I
could
think we need
sign?
to start a petition. Yeah.
I'm
starting tomorrow.
Or start
Mark my words.
soundproofing houses.
Oh yeah.
We don't. Yeah. It's a huge market for that here.
No, I totally agree about the good energy. I mean, like UCLA radio in general, everybody's been so nice, and like the students here. I know it's my last year. I have 4 weeks left. So yeah, I would like to bring this to Q&A for all station. I was just wondering if anybody has any questions. The mic is right there. We also have a live stream going on. So yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
Thanks again for being here, you guys. I'm curious about Sleepify. Tell me about that, and how was your reaction when Spotify took it down?
Yeah, it was interesting. They actually put me in touch with some artist representative, so I was not talking to the founder, and I had some cool ideas. I really did, And the artist rep laughed in my face when I said it should have been user-centric.
Wow.
Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. Ultimately, it was supposed to be a commentary on the fact that people could spin up bot farms and move a bunch of money around, and it was supposed to expose that as like an issue with the platform. And I don't know how much that came across, but yeah, it was a bummer when they took it down. I am considering remastering it for the 10-year anniversary.
Here we go.
Do you want to
compressor?
explain it a little bit, Jack, or no?
Everyone knows that.
Does everyone know what it is?
It was a silent record that people streamed in their sleep.
And that funded the first
tour.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the new thing Spotify started with the royalties and you have to give it up for the editorials?
Oh, the discovery mode?
Mm-hmm.
Man, what is that?
It's why our mind meld is.
I'm lost.
That's why we mind meld.
Yeah, we mind meld nice because I don't know.
He keeps me up on the
hockey?
reality TV. Jewish matchmaking.
Great show. So good.
I you know what? I asked around. I was like, hey, would you take 10,000 monthlies for no money? And most people I've talked to said yes. So I think Spotify's sniffing that. People are they want so bad for the monthly number because it affects
cloud
perception and you know, yeah. So I think Spotify's sniffing. Oh, a lot of people are willing to forego the money for more exposure. And they're probably right about that. So I think a lot of people,
though, right?
a lot of people will sign up for it.
I'm sorry. So what are you signing up for, though?
You get, when you click on a track and it goes to something random, they will prioritize tracks that people have opted in not to be paid for.
Whoa!
So you're trading it. Yeah.
It's a subscription model, but you're foregoing potential revenue.
Yeah,
instead of just paying a subscription.
It's opt-in. We're talking about the artist side.
Yeah, no, I know. Instead of paying more to be bumped up, you're taking less.
Correct. That is correct, sir.
Wow, that's weird.
Have you turned it on?
Do you do it?
No, I don't do it. I don't make any money for my music anyway, but...
Oh, man.
Well, yeah, I tried it for a month or two, and I couldn't. It gave me the willies, but I also felt I felt like, oh boy, this is probably gonna work. This is probably gonna work. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, controversial stuff. Does everyone like Spotify here? What's the feeling? Pro Spotify? See, I used to be so anti. And then I put up a Twitter poll. I was like, hey, artists, do you like Spotify? And I think 80% liked it. I was like, what battle am I fighting here? Like,
I think I realized when I agree. I realized when I was going like anti-Spotify on an Instagram post, and then I went pro Tidal on one of my Instagram posts, and then I realized I don't even have Tidal. And then I realized, oh, I like Spotify, and I'll pay $10 a month, and I'll be an artist on it, and I'll be a consumer on it, right? What were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was gonna say it's just more accessible. I feel like for people to listen to music because it has the free version. Like both Apple and Tidal don't, but
they don't.
Oh. You have to pay for those, but also Spotify rejected me for a job, so I have a little bit of a tidbit against them.
Yeah, I used to be pretty aggressive. I remember the CEO went on a CNBC, and he's like, hey, if you got issues, tweet at us. Like, let us know. And then I like called him out on the tanking master side royalty. And I was just like, what am I doing? I guess it's a Twitter thing where you're getting these. Yeah. And I was like, I got to get away from this. I got to move on.
Yeah.
And but I got idea. I got ideas.
Totally.
Tidal was trying user centric, which is exciting, but like you said, it's not as they don't own that network effect of the fans and the artists all being in the same place, which Spotify currently does. It's very hard to change that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so all good, all good.
Thank you.
Dude, thank you guys for coming down to radio.
This is awesome.
I'm not from radio. I got invited by John.
Part of Sway.
This guy's a force. This
Oh,
guy's
yeah.
a force.
Yeah, we know.
Oh.
Just curious, what's like your favorite green room that you guys like?
Green room?
Yeah, green room,
Green
like
room?
backstage room from all the venues you guys performed at.
Some legendary ones, and then some nice ones.
I like Terragram. Terragram's chill. We have a very lame rider. I'm trying to change it again.
You know, Theo's got something awesome on his rider this tour.
What?
A box of alfalfa sprouts.
Oh, the sprouts.
And I love them, but I've never seen a human being do this. But he grabs the whole alfalfa, just like conglomerate, whatever this potpourri of sprout is, and it'll go. Oh, this is amazing. That's my favorite green room rider situation I've ever seen. There's an old dive in Atlanta that comes to mind because maybe I'm feeling the vibe of this radio station, which is very cool with the walls all tatted up and stuff. I think there's an old venue, tiny bar vibe called Smith's Old Bar in Atlanta that has this feeling of like just so many people have slept in this room, have like maybe someone was murdered in it. I don't know. Like it's a lot of food and yeah, it's got some stories. Yeah. That comes to mind. Wiltern's great. 2 stories. It's a cool green room. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
So you're nearing the end of this segment, and I really want to know, what are your thoughts on sitting on the infamous UCLA radio couch? Is it comfy?
Oh,
Should
yeah.
we burn at the next block party?
I gotta say the vibe, the energy, it feels good. It
Yeah.
feels good. You know, I was not expecting. I was not expecting this reception. We had a deal. We made a deal. I'll do it for a B plate swipe. They came through heavy on that, and then the vibe here has just been great. Been great. This particular couch, how's it feel?
Comfy. It's a little noisy on my end. I when I adjust.
I'll work on
No, yeah, I would actually if it comes down to working on it or burning it, I'd burn it.
that. Okay.
But I just don't think you should work on it. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
really fair.
yeah, it's just like let's get you. It's
Hello,
Facebook
beautiful
Marketplace,
boy.
you a new couch.
Hello, beautiful boy.
I'd be down to shop with you.
We're in search for a
Got
new
great
couch.
style.
Yeah. I think we're in search for a new couch, right? I think so. Okay.
If you see anything, you got us.
Oh,
on
I
This
the
guy's
audio.
this
Just
guy's
click the link.
incredible.
Love Facebook Marketplace. I
This
mean,
guy's incredible on the apps.
It's a
I
good
live on
rabbit
it.
hole to fall down into.
I live on it.
Speaking of vibes, I want to know what's been like the highlight of making music without, having to report to some like big shot label and all of that, because I know that probably makes a difference in the overall experience.
Completely. Yeah, it's you nailed it. There's that's the main benefit. You leave some stuff on the table, as far as having a bigger reach perhaps, but then you get the fact that we record something and then we put it up, it's
Yeah.
like
It's authentic.
it's you can never know what how many headaches would have been
Yeah.
if someone were.
I just
I
think
mean, we regulate each other too.
We do.
I
I just think if someone ends up trying to tell you what they think something should sound like, and they're not in the creative process, which is generally what music business kind of dictates, is someone who's not in the room where it happened, to quote Lin-Manuel, and they're just out there, and then they're like, no, change this, fix that, blah 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 blah. It's just then it begets a trust issue, kind of, where you're like, I don't really like, I understand that guy gets paid more money than me. I understand he's in charge, but like, I don't trust his decisions and choices creatively. So like, when we're writing something, or and then Jax basically ends up being that guy, but he's been in the room the whole time, and then he puts it out on Vulf's label under the Vulf moniker, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's just like way better than any other route we could have. I would have liked to have taken. It's just way better that way. So
that was who's the guy who did Community?
Joel McHale.
Dan Harmon. Yeah.
What did I say? Joel. Oh, the character, the actor. Yeah, right.
He had a line where he was kind of pinned as like anti or some like crazy artist who needed to be. He's like, no, I'm trying to make he's like, I'm doing my best to make a popular sitcom here. Like,
Right.
I'm not, and I think, we're like, How Much Do You Love Me? We're trying to like make accessible, fun stuff. So there's no reining in, like, we're not raging against, not,
Like
but-
the mainstream.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
You're
thank
not
you.
trying to be anti-establishment. Like,
Yeah.
Or not, with your music.
It's not supposed to be alienating.
Totally.
But
It's all
so
clean-
yeah, so the
clean,
idea,
fun.
yeah. Commercial.
Commercial.
I love it.
Thank you.
So my friend Coco and I are in a neo soul R&B group here called Garden Party. Anyways,
Called what?
Garden Party.
Garden Party.
Yes.
Sick.
We actually do a cover of Love Is a Beautiful Thing, and we're
Aw.
all very huge fans of Vulfpeck.
Aw.
Anyways.
That's a Theo song, yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Anyways, I understand that Vulfpeck started as a college band playing house shows and weddings with friends mainly you met in Ann Arbor, and I'm wondering how you went from being just a college band to a full-scale band touring and making records, or rather, what would you suggest as next steps for college bands just starting out and wanting to get out of the immediate college town, especially with all the house shows being shut down?
That is an issue. That is an issue. For Vulf, it was kind of treating, at the time, YouTube kind of like the scene, So it kind of resembles maybe more of like a YouTube culture or something like that. Now it's probably on the talk, I would assume. I would assume that's where the discovery is happening. But yeah, if you're thinking about you're getting in the big river, which is the internet. That's the biggest river there is, and yeah, it'd probably be on the talk these days, or maybe still YouTube. I don't know. Just keeping an eye on the talk. We did wasn't for TikTok, but we put lyrics using Adobe Captions, and like I think that tricked the algorithm for people to just stare at it, like hypnotized. So put lyrics in your videos. That's a trick.
Do you do TikTok or Instagram or YouTube and all that stuff? Yeah.
We post a lot of Instagram stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe the gram's where it's at.
I don't know. TikTok can be kind of cringy sometimes.
It all feels like it could be if
Right.
it's utilized the wrong way, and who's to say what that is? But it stinks, man. Unfortunately, it's like, well, fortunately, unfortunately, it's just a totally different ball game than it was 10 years ago, and then 10 years before that, and then 10 years before that, and it's just like, how do you break out of a thing that feels kind of finite or impenetrable? And it's like, where do I go? I think I agree with
Oh,
Jack.
you know what?
It's the internet.
You know what? There was a moment on our first video where it was Joe Dart took a big bass solo, and that was, I think, maybe the first moment in my artistic career where friends and people outside of people I knew were like, "What is that?" And then there was like a little ember. There's a little ember started. I was like, "Oh, this is new." You know, cultivate this ember. So the second you feel that feeling, like cultivate that ember. Yeah, yeah.
Spark it up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And this will be the last question. So college seems to be like a theme in your life. I mean, Mr. Finish Line, doing push-ups, that's Occidental. University of Michigan is like the birthplace of where you met Theo Katzman, Joelle, the birthplace of Vulfpeck. And I was just wondering, what message or advice do you have for fellow musicians on campus or just young artists in general?
Me? Oh.
Sure.
I didn't. Here's the truth bomb, as they say. Spoiler alert. I didn't go to college. Yeah.
That's gonna go over great here. Yeah, great room for that.
But I love it. I love it here. And I've been.
You fantasize about.
I've dreamed about college.
That experience.
Well, I regretted it for a little bit. Then I was cool with it. Now I just like the idea of traveling to and fro college campuses, and legally, of course. And I think it's. I think that if I had to give advice to, you said musicians or college students in general, because I'm not qualified to do really either. But yeah, I think it's like what's happening now in these years of your early 20s, late teens, early 20s is kind of understanding yourself and how you are self-disciplined to. We were talking about this a little bit at bplate, but like how you're self-disciplined enough to finish a gig, whatever that simple task might be, a goal-oriented thing, and just actually doing it to its completion, not like half hanging the picture, not half vacuuming the rug kind of thing, just finishing the thing, whatever it is, putting it on the internet, singing it to a friend. I don't care how you get it out into the universe. It's just about knowing yourself enough and what your tendencies are to finish projects. I think like that's really an important thing if I could bestow any kind of projected knowledge that I've learned over the years. It's like you just got to finish. Don't half-ass anything, really, at the end of the day. How many times do we like sit down and like, come on, just finish.
Jacob's
finish the thing, man. Just
Jacob's good at that.
Like 2 more hours. He's like, I'm hungry. I gotta eat. I'm like, no, it's okay. Let's eat, but then we'll come back. And
Jacob's known for that in this town. He finishes. I got a good one.
Known for that in this town.
I think I watched this video in college, but it was Kenny Gamble from Gamble and Huff, the Philadelphia songwriting duo. I mean, many hits. And he was saying to keep a day job for that early part. Try to keep the stress off the art financially early on, because there's always going to be that draw to early on get money doing re-records, and it's good homework. It's not saying you shouldn't do that, but like try to keep the financial pressure off the artistic pursuit in that early stage, and bet on something with original music, or that big bet, which is like a band or a solo project. Yeah.
Wow. No, thank you so much. I just want to say thank you both, Jacob, Jack, for coming.
Cheers.
Sorry. And I also want to thank UCLA Radio, for the team for putting this together. Shout out to Ralph and Matt for helping me with questions. And yeah, thank you all. Thank you all so much for coming.
Dude, thank you guys. Thank you all.